Oh hey there! Are you wondering what social selling is all about and how to harness it for your small business? You're going to want to stick around because today's video is all about specifically creating social marketing campaigns. Whether you're a big business, a small business, whether you work online or in person, you do not want to miss this video. Hey, I'm Coach Molly from Visibility Hacking Studios, and we help small businesses and visionary entrepreneurs blow up their visibility and really start connecting to their ideal customers. And we want to use this expertise for you today. We're going to talk about what you need to know to run your very first social selling campaign. So if you're creating content on any social platform, you are engaging in social selling. So if you're creating content without a strategy, without a roadmap, without a bird's eye view, without a plan, you're definitely going to want to listen to this quick video. We're going to start on step number 1. We'll also talk about how to do market research like a spy. And we're going to talk about how to make all of this effort worthwhile. For this and more, see you after the intro. Step number 1, no matter how big your business is, no matter how big your competitors are, no matter how far in this journey you are, no matter how close to or far away from the status of expert you feel you belong, the very, very first step is to always come from a place of service, to always focus on value first. Because when we focus on giving true value, that is the underlying foundation of building connection. If you've been around the visibility hacking world before, you know that we don't like to create content for the sake of content, because that makes us feel like we're drowning. Instead, we like to create content for the sake of connection. And in order to do that successfully, you have to start from a place of value and connection. So what does this look like in a practical sense? You're going to present value in your content. You're going to actually teach people things. You're not just going to highlight the features and successes. You're going to give your people actionable steps for success. No, this does not mean you have to give away all of the secrets to your program. No, people are going to pay you for that entire encyclopedia of knowledge. But in your content, you can highlight single entries. You can highlight little pieces and moments of success and little simple tools or strategies that people can put into place. Because when you base your content in value first, then you'll start to build connection. What we do with that connection is equally as important. When we start to gather people who are interested, when we start to see people commenting on our posts, engaging with that value, what we want to do is build a community with those people. We want to bring them together in a curated space where we can serve more value. And at this point, you're probably even going to have people who are asking for value, asking you for advice or for direction, and you can create more content that deepens that connection and community by listening to your people. It all starts with value. If on the other hand, you start with the opposite of value, which is looks and flashy things, you're not going to see the same type of success. You might see great things on your vanity metrics, you might see more likes, you might see more things like that, but you're not going to see more money in the bank. That's the difference. I don't really care how big your following is if you're not making money off of them. It's not the same game we're playing. Even if you're trying to pull your hair out, trying to manage and make a couple bucks off of your following, again, we're still not playing the same game. So it's time for today's question of the day, and today's question is, how do you serve value to your people? Let us know down in the comments. I'd love to get to know you and your movement. Oh my goodness, when I started my businesses online, I really didn't know what I was doing. I had to learn a lot through failure. And one of the biggest lessons I learned was how important market research really is. I know, I went through business classes and they stressed market research so much that it actually started to be those Charlie Brown voices in my head. The wah, 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 really didn't, the message just didn't resonate with me until I learned it for myself. So I'm gonna share with you what I learned so that you don't have to go through that headache. And we're actually gonna talk about how you can learn to market research with strategies I learned from a spy. When you're looking at market research, you can always start with big macro trends. You can look at very large groups of people, you can look at trends in the market that way, and yes, that will help inform some decisions in your business. But what's really going to make a difference, what really made a difference for my business, was doing the right type of market research. So yes, we spent a little bit of time and energy and resources on those big macro trends, but what really made the difference was looking at on the micro level. No, I'm not talking about bacteria and viruses. What I'm talking about is looking at your individual buyers. Really create a hit list, create a list of who you want to be your customers. Actual people. If you're doing your business on Facebook, for example, you have access to all of their profiles. So what you're going to do is create literally a spreadsheet with their names and links to their profiles, and you're going to fill in the information that you can gather from them. Really start to understand those customers on a deep level. Understand what their businesses are or what their pain points are. For example, if you are a weight loss coach, you're going to create your list of potential customers. You're going to figure out what Facebook groups they're in. Maybe they're in Facebook groups that will help you connect your message to more people. Maybe they have shared in their groups or on their personal profile their struggles with weight loss in the past and what they've tried before. These are all great points of information. They're also great points to create great content around. And it all starts by understanding who our buyers are. So just like a spy would create a dossier about each of their potential targets, you're going to do the same thing for your customers. Understand what motivates them. Understand their pain points. Understand how you and your business can better solve their problems. Now, I know the visibility hacking world can help solve your problems if you're a small business or a visionary entrepreneur and you want to get known, you want to be seen by more people, you want to get your face and your brand in front of your ideal customers on a much wider scale than what you're currently doing, then you're definitely going to want to hit the subscribe button and join us here on the Visibility Hacking channel. So all of this market research, all of this background information is all fine and dandy until we're not paying attention to it anymore, until we drop the ball. So how do we make sure that all of these resources we've put into it, all of this energy, all of these efforts are actually worthwhile and that they're going to pay off in the long run? 2 words for you: measure and optimize. In order to measure and optimize in a successful way, you have to set goals, and you have to set the right kinds of goals. Measuring means that you have a scale, a standard, a ruler in which to measure your success against another campaign's success. So this means actually having some metrics. So when you're looking at vanity metrics, you can say, I'd like to increase my number of likes by 50%. That is a measurable amount. We can also say we'd like to see our conversion rate increase by 25%. That is a measurable goal. So when we measure things, when we have a standard that we want to achieve, we have a scale in which to measure that success from where we started to our progress and where we end up at the end of the campaign. That's all fine and dandy. So we run our campaign. We measure our success. We measure our success against our goal. Now, how do we keep long-term success? Simple. Now we put in phase number 2, which is to optimize. So we look at our success. We look at whether or not we were able to achieve. We look at a variety of different metrics to see where can we tweak something? What can we do in order to make this work better? How do I know this works? Well, simple. It's a strategy that works in a variety of different industries, even in race car driving. So in race car driving and when they're designing different race cars, they'll create the design, they'll fabricate the whole thing, and then they'll send that vehicle on a test run, and it'll race around, and they'll have all of these sensors on measuring the wind resistance and the fuel usage and how quickly the driver can respond in this new setup on the steering wheel, for example. All of these different things are measured and tracked. Then once that race lap is done, once that test is completed, they look back at all of that data and they look for ways that they can optimize, ways for them to streamline the process, ways for them to get even better results. If we want to think about this in a different way, instead of using the word optimize, I want you to think of the word debrief. In the world of teams and organizations, when we have a challenge in front of us, we'll go through the challenge, and at the end, we'll always have a debrief. Well, we'll discuss what worked and what didn't work. And in those moments, we are optimizing our process. We are optimizing our ability to achieve. We're looking at the data, what worked and what didn't, and we're looking for a way to be better. Having that moment to reflect on your success. So maybe you're doing your first social selling campaign. You're going to have a goal in mind. You're going to have a way to measure that goal. Not a subjective measurement, but an actual measurement that you can send it off to a third party and they can measure on that same scale as you. So we have our goal, we have our scale that we're measuring against. Then we go out and we gather all of that data from our tests. And finally, we look back and we optimize. We look at what the data presents to us and we look for holes. We look for places that our students were saying, oh, hey, I needed extra help here, or I needed different resources here, or this is where I got stuck. Look for those moments to optimize, and then next round, next iteration, you do it better. You find ways to achieve better. And this works for all of your marketing campaigns, whether it's a social selling campaign, whether it's a YouTube ads campaign, whether it's a live show launch for a new product you have. Optimizing and measuring is absolutely essential. Now, if you want more information on creating really effective small business marketing strategies, now if you want more tips on building your small business marketing campaigns, you're going to want to start with our small business marketing worksheet. This is a little booklet that's going to give you great results. How great are results, you ask? Oh, thank you for bringing that up, because our small business clients have been able to secure over $100 million in funding simply by thinking through the processes and the questions that we have in that worksheet for you. So don't miss out on that possibility for you and your small business. You can download your copy below. I will see you on our next video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other and just go live, because your people are out there and they're waiting for you.